what are the essential skills that you need to be successful in tech sales, right? And this is what the core of my course is about. These 4 key areas of expertise are what people need to master and understand at varying degrees and have in the toolkit, right? Like an artist with the paints, etc., knowing what your tools are, how to sculpt, how to do that sort of stuff to be deadly in tech sales, right? And so these 4 key areas are customer experience, right? You need to understand what your customer wants, what makes them tick, what motivates them, what they're afraid of. The more you understand a person, the more you understand the human condition and the situation they are in, the more you are able to leverage the tools and capabilities and the knowledge you have to help them out and solve the problem. All right, you will very likely in your tech sales career manage a portfolio of customers because that's how sales works. Is you have a portfolio of customers, you're an account manager usually, or you're dealing with a portfolio of set customers, and how you interact and how they engage with you and how much they like you is the number one indicator of success in your career. Because I have met a lot of people who did not like the company that I have worked for, i.e. Telstra, but they liked me as a person and they kept buying from me because I'm a good person and my personal brand is better than the company brand, which is one of the most important things that I teach in the course, right? Is that I need to understand customers, you need to understand people, what makes them tick, what makes them happy. That is a huge part of just life, really. That's one of the biggest teachings from the course is that we're all just people fiddling with different tools. So people is the commonality, right? Psychology, understanding what they think, understanding their needs and wants, what's the sales psychology around that, really, really important stuff. The second most important skill, or just the second skill, not second most important, they're all very important, is communication and soft skills, is how you interact and talk to people, right? Soft skills are leadership, they are emotional intelligence, they're listening. Again, understanding the needs of the people and using technology to solve their problems. That's the crux of your experience in tech sales and in any sales role, is really understanding them the most and having the strongest reality to solving their problems. What I mean by that, the closer you can bring an individual, a customer, to the reality of the solution that you are selling, the more likely you are to win the deal. Why? Because one of the greatest cognitive dissonances and the changes that occur when you buy something, particularly if you're doing a transformational change, it's like moving house. It fucking sucks. It takes a lot of mental energy and it's a lot of uncertainty. The human mind hates uncertainty. The human ego hates uncertainty. That's why growth is so painful. And again, like we've talked about, every time you face a new level of growth inside you, your ego will throw perceptions out to keep you safe to what it knows, even if it's harmful to you. And that applies in sales as well. So if you can minimize the gap between A and B, where they currently want to be, and the solution that you provide them, and bridge that gap and minimize the friction, and know how to communicate and how to influence and how to sell them and communicate to them what that vision looks like and what this new state looks like, you're gonna be very likely to win that business. And that's happened for me time and time again. And you'll see that in the course when I go through things like, I'll go through my technology roadmaps and I'll go through the presentations that I create for customers that tell the full story of where they are now to what next. Because people, as salespeople, they're too focused on the number instead of solving the problem, so they just focus on the product they're trying to sell instead of the solution that it's going to create and the efficiency that it's going to, and the benefits it's going to give to the customer. Too many people talk about product and not about the solution and how it solves their problem. Third one, business acumen, right? Business is its own beast. You need to speak the language of the business world. You need to understand how the economy shapes decisions, how money makes things work. Money is the root of all evil, apparently. Money makes the world go round. And business does not exist without money. Business does not exist without commerce. And we don't survive as a species without commerce in modern society. Unless you want to fuck off to the middle of nowhere, start a farm, live off the land, which sounds pretty good sometimes, admittedly. You need to understand the business world. It's a different beast. It's its own individual beast, but in a lot of ways is just a collective of people, right? In my mind, an organization, a corporation is just like a congealed amount of people going very slowly in a similar direction because that's what they get paid to do. But because very similarly, like people, sorry, hang on, how do I say this? Corporations are just people, so the mindset of a corporation is exactly the same as the individual that potentially runs it. Maybe not the smarter individuals like the CEOs and whatnot, the executives that have a pretty good state of mind, but general corporations have the same perspectives and are afraid of the same things that people are afraid of and want the same things that people want. And essentially, corporations are just about survival. Businesses exist to deliver value and to survive, right? That's what we do as individuals. We deliver value through our employment, and that gives us resources to survive. And that's how we subsist. Same with a corporation on a much larger scale, right? So if you understand, just like you understand the anatomy of your body and how it works and these financial, like your physical systems, mental systems, if you understand financial systems and what the structure of a business is and how marketing impacts it or how customers and the external inputs of the economy influence the way that it operates, you can speak that language and then you've got new tangent points and more perspectives to add value from and to challenge a customer's perspective with. And you have new ways that you can implement your technology and explain to them how this is going to make things better for them, right? Because if they don't have a problem in their business, there's very likely no reason for you to sell them the tech. So to understand, just like you don't go to the doctor if you're not sick, you don't go and buy tech unless you need it. And why do you need it? Because something in the body of an organization needs to be fixed, right? So you need to understand that organization, the body of it, the anatomy of an organization, a corporation, a business, and learn how to solve that problem like a doctor. And then of course, the key skill number 4 is technology and technology solutions, right? We live in a digital-first, application-centric, now AI-driven world where AI is now increasingly becoming the leading intellectual force in society. So yes, it's still important for you to have an interest in technology, how things work and why they work, but you do not have to be alone in this pursuit. That's when you rely on your engineers and the bigger nerds that exist in your business and learn how to collaborate with them using those personal skills we talked about, those communication and soft skills, to create cool solutions. So yes, although I say in the Tech Sales Academy, you do not need to be technical to be successful in tech, which I wholeheartedly agree with and stick by, you still need to have an interest in the tech.